My name is Luke Owens, and I am the founder of the Hub Gym. My wife and I had a vision for the Hub Gym to be the center of health and fitness in the Broken Arrow area, just to be a place where a multitude of people could come and feel comfortable getting healthy, achieving their goals.
From on the path to literal suicide to on the path to thrive. Today we share the Luke Owens success story.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thrive Time Show.
3, 2, 1, here we go!
Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom.
Yes, 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 and yes. Dr. Z, we have a 5-minute show
Is that
I think
possible?
It's going to blow the minds of the listeners.
Is that even possible?
It is possible.
Well, let's find
And
out.
I'm going to take the show down and then take the show back up. So we have Luke Owens on the show, who is the founder of the Hub Gym.
Hub.
And I went to graphic design college with this guy at Oklahoma State University.
Hub it up.
And you and I reconnected at a conference, I want to say 3.5 years ago.
Almost.
Reconnected and it feels
And you're a
so
lighthearted guy.
good.
I'm lighthearted. But I'd like for you to share, what were you on the verge of doing before you came to the workshop?
Well, the morning that I learned about your conference, I walked into a local coffee shop and I sat down to write my suicide letter to my wife and family.
Okay. Wow.
There was a gentleman in the coffee shop that I knew, and he had just been to your last conference. And he said, "Hey, man, I think there's something that might help." And he knew me in the business, and that might help your business. And I just increasingly got more and more pissed as this guy's talking to me, because that's not what I was there for.
Sure.
But he spun the computer around, and I saw your face, and I thought, I know that guy, and I've done some work with him, and I'm not sure why that changed my mind or sort of put that on pause, but it did, and I'm grateful it did.
Wow.
And the thing about
That's
it
intense.
is, I spoke at a conference years ago where somebody else called me years after and said, he was actually a banker guy, and he said, I was on the verge of suicide, and I saw you speak at the Community Bankers Association event in Vegas, and I literally was at the end.
Yeah.
Because my bank was on that stress test, wasn't doing well, and I had no idea how to market that thing.
Yeah.
And the stuff I applied, it fixed it. But then the philosophy about the F6 life stuff you teach, at
Changed
the time
my
it was F5. We didn't teach fun. This would be 2011 or 12 I was teaching this. And he said, it saved my life. And I want you to
Absolutely.
know that. And I go, and you know, I mean, you're saying that, but do you really mean that? And he said, no, I seriously was on the verge because I couldn't figure it out. And I didn't know about the group interview, so I couldn't find people.
Right.
I didn't know about how websites work, so I couldn't get customers. I didn't know why reviews were important. I didn't know.
Well, try being a graphic designer who went through school to teach you how to properly promote a business, and it's still not working. You know, I was in business at that time for 10 years, and I don't know if you and Dr. Z remember that conference when I sort of like grabbed you both and spun you around and said, I have to do this with you guys. I don't advise people grabbing either Clay or Z, but I did that. That's where I was.
A good spinning, though, is not a bad thing. I mean,
So-
it's just a general rule of thumb. But
I would like to do, because I wanted Z to hear that too, because that's why we do this.
Wow,
Is,
that's intense.
I've met your wife, great lady. Met your father-in-law, great person. Hey, please explain what you have implemented. And I know you've got to go to
Sure.
do your rest of your life, but I have 5 areas I want to hit on in 3 minutes.
do
We'll
it.
see if we can do it. The group interview,
Yes.
getting to the top of Google,
Yes.
firing idiots. Let's go there. Group interview. How's that helped your life?
Well, I haven't sold a membership, and I don't remember when. I am no longer working as much in the day-to-day of the business. Instead, now I'm working on the business, and we're seeing growth. So we're 100 members away from our goal number that we've set together. And I also have time freedom, which was the first thing. You know, you guys asked the question, what is your financial goal? I didn't have one at the time. I just wanted to be happy and be alive, and have time freedom to be with my family, and I've achieved all of those things.
You were a graphic designer. You went to school for graphic design, so you know how to design things.
Yes.
But they were unfindable because you were not anywhere near the top of Google. And now you
Correct.
are. So talk to me about adding content to your website, crappy content or good content, and getting reviews, because you're now beating billion-dollar fitness companies in the search engine results when people type in Broken Arrow gyms. How has adding crappy, consistent content to your website and getting reviews changed your life?
Well, it's funny. This morning I was looking for an old ad, and I came through this folder that was just every week I was producing multiple different ads, multiple different offers, trying to get this thing to go. And, when you started asking us to write content, I'm like, man, I'm going to have to make this really great or whatever. It's just a matter of building that content so that Google can find you, and that's happening, and we're now at the top.
Firing idiots. Dr. Z talks about this a lot. Unless you're a life coach, Z, you shouldn't
say 2 words. Bye-bye.
Yeah. So Z talks about this, which might seem mean on the outset to fire people, but Z's always told me, hey, listen, if people change seldom, and if people need a life coach, then tell them they should go hire a life coach, but don't be a life coach unless you are a life coach.
Right.
Talk to me about firing idiots.
Well, I ran my business as a life coach, hiring people who needed help, period.
Because you're an empath.
Right. And also, I wanted to feel good about how crappy I was being in my life. So I would hire people who I felt like were in a worse off shape than me and felt like maybe I could help them. But what I've learned is that you cannot get advice or take direction from people who do not have what you want, period. And so now I surround myself with people who have what I want in life, period. And if that's not you,
there it is.
You can go work at McDonald's until you are, and then maybe come work with us. I don't know.
Yeah, wisdom is hiring people that are smarter and better at you than what they're doing.
Absolutely.
And because fear keeps most people from doing that. Fear of, are they going to take the business? Are they going to? Is everybody going to like them more than me? I mean, all the things that fear comes over here. Forget about that.
Yep.
It's the wisdom is to hire people that are smarter and better, more clever than you.
Correct.
And gather them up on your team. It makes your team much, much stronger. And if more people would do that, they would have better success rates.
Now, I've worked with so many fitness companies, literally dozens. And when I've worked with fitness companies, they always are told these fitness conferences, you should change your offer every week, freshen it up. Every week there's a new offer, there's a click funnel, there's a new offer, there's a click funnel. There's a click funnel, there's a new offer, there is a new... So these marketing companies pitch it because that makes the money, because there's always something new to design.
And it doesn't work.
There's a new special.
So it keeps them coming back.
For 7 days. For 7 days and $77, you too could lose 7 pounds.
Offer ends Sunday.
Right. So this goes on. I mean, seriously, there's constant. And then make sure all your pricing ends in a 7.
Sure.
And to do social media posts with you and celebrities. And it's just, you're spending your whole day on Facebook engaging with the men and women. Talk to me about creating a no-brainer and just sticking with that freaking thing for 3 years.
We have never changed our no-brainer offer ever.
What?
We don't turn it off. It's been $1 for your first month since the beginning, and it will not change.
How is that possible?
Going back to what Z just said about hiring people who kind of push you to be better or make you a bit uncomfortable. You've met my manager, right?
Right.
The guy's like Sheldon from Third Rock. I could not stand this guy when I interviewed him because I saw so much. He just was not like me at all. And so, but now Clay, he comes to our meetings and he has what I don't have naturally. And he makes me uncomfortable all the time, and that's why our business is growing.
Right. Now, now you have grown from about 700 members. When we first started tracking, we didn't know how many members.
Yeah, we weren't tracking, so I don't know.
So you've gone from around 700 members-ish to on the verge of 1,900 members now.
Correct.
And 3 years, almost triple the guy's business here. Great things are happening. Let's talk about creating a purposeful schedule, because you've met people. You've met a guy even recently who said, he doesn't like me. And I've never met this guy. You've met a guy who said he doesn't like me. I've never met the guy.
Right.
But he's got an opinion of me. He didn't like me.
Yep.
I've met people that don't like Z, and you get down to a why.
What?
And it's because they hate because they ain't.
Correct.
So here's the deal. Z has told me and other people, I will not meet you for lunch. I appreciate you, but I will not, because I have other plans with my son or my daughter or with whatever I'm doing. You're now purposeful with your schedule, which means you're saying no to grow. Talk to us about that.
I say no to anything that is not on my task list or does not involve my family, period. No.
See,
that sounds kind of narrow-minded.
Well, actually, I'm pursuing my master's in psychology, so one day I will be a counselor, and I will say yes if you decide to pay me to say yes. So
There you go.
Now, Z,
Pay me the monies.
we have time for you to ask Luke any question that you would like to ask because he is the fruits of our efforts. He's why we do it. I mean this. I only know of 2 people who are on the verge of suicide, but I met a guy at a church. I did not want to speak at a church. I do not like speaking, especially at churches, because I oftentimes curse. And so the show's great because I can edit it. You know what I mean? I'm
You
like,
can edit, yeah.
But in a church, you're like, uh-oh. So a certain pastor asked me to speak, and the rules were don't curse. I'm like,
You can say earmuffs.
okay. So
Earmuffs.
I'm speaking, and there's a guy in the audience who I kept referring to him as the brown guy, and I'm the white guy.
Jeez.
No, wait a second. No, this is good. And he said, and Andrew can vouch for this, he has said that interaction at his church changed his life, and he's almost doubled the size of his company as a result of implementing this stuff. But I went into this church, and I was speaking, and I just said, I referred to myself as the pale male and him as the brown guy, and we had a lot of fun right there. And but anyway, it's like I got his attention by messing with him a little bit, making fun of myself, changed his life. You're why Z and I do this. We have a lot of fun doing this, but you're why we do this. Z, what question would you have for Luke, or what feedback do you have for Luke?
Luke, how many men have looked at you with the seriousness in their eyes and a voice like this and said that they were your father?
Way too many.
Yeah, okay. It's just okay. You got to play a little Star Wars.
And we're right across from each other.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
yeah. I was expecting a little Star Wars, like, Luke, you are my son.
Sorry, I was kind of slow on the trigger today.
You kind of missed that. You kind of missed that one.
Sorry about that. Through editing, I can come back and catch it.
So Luke, you were at a desperate time in your life,
Absolutely.
and you were getting ready to make decisions that you thought at the time were your only out.
I was minutes away. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And this occurrence happened. And at what point and what happened specifically during the course of the next however many hours or days where you tore up that piece of paper and your mindset shifted? Is there anything that you can look at that one thing that happens is a series of events? I mean, that's a pretty dramatic point to be at in someone's life. And there's someone listening right now that's at that point. I promise you.
Yep.
And it's a horrible thing that's going on in culture these days. I mean, people out there, we all look at this Instagram and Facebook and think everybody's having these perfect lives, and then they take their life because they're not.
Right.
And that's the reality of what's going on.
Right.
This fake life that everybody posts on social media it is not reality. But that aside, we know there's people out there right now at that juncture or close to that juncture in their life. What turned it around for you specifically? And can you speak into someone who may be getting ready to go to a Starbucks and write that letter out?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what exactly to say to a person that's maybe going to do that now, other than reach out to somebody, because there are people there for you, even when it seems super dark. I'm not a religious person, but I'm very spiritual, and I truly chalk up that transition to a God thing. I truly do, because it makes no other sense to me whatsoever that...
And I picked on you a lot at the conference because I felt that God thing.
Yeah.
I told Vanessa, I don't know what it is, but this guy, I kept doing it the whole conference. I think I probably called on you more than I've ever called on somebody at a conference. Did you remember that? I kept being like, Luke?
Yeah, sure.
Right, Luke, you wore red shoes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And so I'm grateful. I can say that. I have 3 beautiful kids and an amazing wife.
Yep.
And I could not imagine having put them through something like that.
Sure.
So I am extremely grateful.
Well, Luke, we're grateful that you would have the courage to come on and share your story. A lot of people wouldn't do that. So on behalf of the Thrive Nation and the 500,000 people listening, thank you for being you, man. And we're going to go interview somebody else with a story that's less epic, but still great. But I
Awesome.
appreciate you so much.
Thanks,
Clay.
Luke. Good
Thank
seeing you, buddy.
Thank
Good
you,
seeing
Z.
you.
All
Take
right.
care.
And now, without any further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom!
My saying is, if it's important to you, hire a coach. And I think that's one of the reasons people are not successful is they eat a cheeseburger instead of hiring a coach. You know what I mean? And so my coach pushes me. They're younger than me. They push harder. They're trained. And as my rich dad always said, amateurs don't have a coach, but professionals always have coaches. So I've always had coaches for whatever was important. You know, my rich dad was one of those persons. I wanted to learn how to play Monopoly in real life. So he was my coach.
3, 2, 1, boom! Broadcasting live from the center of the universe. Presenting the world's only business school without the BS. With optometrist and entrepreneur Dr. Robert Zellner and USSBA Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark. Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
Yes, sir. It's Z and Clay, broadcasting from the box in the 918. Business school and the topic today. Check the syllabus, is getting you paid. Making the business boom is what we do. You can do it, let us show you.
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to the Thrive Time Show on your radio and podcast download. For anybody listening from Portland, Oregon, hello and welcome to another fabulous edition of the Thrive Time Show. Today we're talking about creating a detailed pro forma for quoting, a detailed pro forma for your business. And so before we get into how to do this, I want to start with Marshall Morris, the co-author of the best-selling book, Start Here, which all the listeners can download for free at thrivetimeshow.com. Marshall, what is a pro forma, and why does every business owner need to make a pro forma?
Okay, so a pro forma is a document that you're going to use as a budget. Use it as a proactive planning tool in order to get your numbers right, be proactive about your numbers, and basically structure how your business should run. And everybody needs one, because when you use a pro forma, when you use a budget, it's like creating a dashboard. It's telling your money where to go rather than just recognizing where it went, or maybe using it like a rear view mirror. This is something that's typical that most accountants would provide for you to help set up a proactive business, like our show sponsor, Paul Hood of Hood CPAs.
Ooh, now I'll kind of explain a pro forma like this. It's basically a projection of future financial performance based upon known variables. So, as an example, when I used to run a company called DJ Connection, I knew that it would cost me approximately. If we did a wedding for $600, I knew it would cost me approximately $50 to book the wedding. You might say, $50 to book the wedding? What do you mean? I mean, we would have to spend $50 on advertisement on average to get one booked wedding, one new show, $50. I also knew that after paying the sales commissions, paying the DJ, paying for equipment maintenance, and all of the costs, our total profit would be about $167 per event, $167 per event. So then when I thought about my financial goals, okay, my first financial goal was to make $100,000 a year. And for those of you listening, you might go, well, that's really a pretty weak goal. Well, good deal. I'm glad that you have defined my goals as being weak. And that's fine. But here's the deal. It took me about 6 years to get to that goal. And so I had to take $100,000 and I divide that by 167, and I'll do it right now. And that comes out to, let's see here. The key is you got to put it into the calculator correctly to get the right numbers.
Right.
User error.
598 weddings is how many I had to do. I had to do 598 weddings per year to achieve my goals. Now, if you divide 598 by 52, typically there's 52 weeks in a year. I knew I needed to do 11 weddings per week to hit my goals. And so that was a huge thing when that happened. I remember when we hit 11 weddings per week, nobody else cared, but I did, because I was keeping score and I knew that I had to get to 11 weddings a week. And so I'm asking you right now, the listener, what number do you have to get to per week? What number do you have to get to per week just to break even? And what number do you have to get to per week to achieve your goals? And Chup, I think one of the reasons why business coaching clients struggle before they hire us, before we help them, is that they're not staying on top of their numbers. And so they don't stay on top of their numbers. They don't know their numbers. And ultimately, over time, they scale a fail.
Yeah, and I've been working with quite a few clients over this right now, kind of finding that per product profit, finding out what their average ticket price is over a multi-month long period, so you can have a good average of that. And the cool thing is, I've talked about this before on the show, but once you know some of these numbers, it gets really fun. Like,
Right.
you know where you're going. You're driving on a highway with a map. You're not just out there freaking out every day. And so once you realize, like you just said, $167, all right, let's scale that. Let's multiply that out and see where we need to get our goals.
So here are the biggest issues I see with business owners out there as far as it relates to their numbers that I want to help you with right now. One is just not knowing your numbers. And if you don't know your numbers, reach out to your business coach and say, hey, I don't know my numbers. And you know what? If you do know your numbers, you're like in the top 10% of business owners.
Go you.
Because I'm telling you, sincerely, 90% of the clients that I've worked with, and I'm talking big business and small business, they do not know their numbers. The second biggest issue I see is that business owners are acting like a bank when they really shouldn't be.
Oh my gosh, say that again.
Business owners are acting like a bank when they really shouldn't be. So I'll give you an example. Today, if time allows, I'm going to go to Lowe's and I'm going to buy a fire extinguisher.
No way.
Another one?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a thing I'm going to do. I'm trying to kind of make it a hot streak where once a week I'm going right now. For a while, I was planting one tree every week, and I'll start that again soon. But I'm going to probably go there and get a fire extinguisher. Now I have a Lowe's card, and you might say, why do you have a Lowe's card? Because I like to buy things on my Lowe's card, and then pay it off, and then buy it, and pay it off.
Weird. No.
And it builds credit by doing that. So therefore, you're establishing, building credit. I like to buy things and pay it off, And so, but Lowe's, right? They're supplying me credit. But how big is Lowe's? They're pretty big, right? And if you look into Lowe's and you say, let's deep dive into Lowe's. So let's go to Guitar Center. Guitar Center. I love to buy things at Guitar Center. And if today goes well, I'm going to go buy some things at Guitar Center. I go every week to buy things at Guitar Center. And when I go in there, I'm kind of looking around going, what do they have that I need?
Lighting,
cables.
cables.
I'll probably get some lighting or cables. It's just a fun place to
The
go.
sales team scrambles whenever they see you walk in.
So you go in there.
Red team, go!
And I have a Guitar Center card. Now you might say, why do you buy things on the Guitar Center card? Because again, I buy things, I pay it off, which continues to build credit. Now here's the thing about Guitar Center. Guitar Center's credit is not provided, Chup, by Guitar Center.
Right.
It's provided by Synchrony Bank. And you see the secret. If you go to a Han Appliance, I love to go to Han Appliance and buy things using my Han card, and I pay it off. And you know what? Their credit is provided by Synchrony.
And the key point of that is it's Synchrony Bank.
Synchrony Bank. And if you go to a local doctor's office and you want to get like cosmetic dentistry done or cosmetic surgery or some elective procedure, there's a thing called Care Credit.
Yep.
And it's a credit company. So a lot of business owners out there, you're acting like a bank, but you're not a bank. So we would highly recommend that you would establish relationships with third-party credit providers. So when your customer says, hey, can I get some, can I do some financing terms here for this home remodel project? You could say, absolutely. Why don't you apply here? And when they apply, then they're applying not to get credit from you, but from a third-party credit provider. So I'm going to give you an example. If you're installing pools like a swimming pool, so I'll put in swimming pool credit. I'm going to go and find the company. We'll put it on the show notes here. We have HFS Financial. Here we go. I see them coming over. This is swimming pool and spa financing. Oh, I love these guys.
That's a niche right there.
That's a thing. I mean, there it is, HFS Financial. Let's do another one. Let's look for one more because this is helping somebody out there.
And here's the thing is with all of these different companies, there's still an application process. This is what I see business owners out there. They're going and allowing longer payment terms, extending credit themselves, and they may not recognize that they're extending credit, but whenever you go provide service without any type of payment form on file for them, that is exactly what you're doing. And if you do that without any kind of application process of how good is this business's credit, how likely are they to pay off what they owe me? If you don't do that process, then you're overextending yourself. You're going to run into cash flow problems. You don't have cash coming in, and that's a huge problem. And so Clay, for the person that doesn't recognize they're extending credit or how to stop this, if maybe historically, maybe there's a business owner saying, oh my gosh, that's me, I've been doing this. How do you make the switch with all of the clients that maybe you've done this historically with?
Okay, here's what you're going to do, and I'm going to give you a lot of action items here. If
Oh, yeah.
you are listening at home, I want you to take a lot of notes. We are going to put these on the show notes, though. If you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you'll be able to click on the podcast button. You will find all of these show notes, okay? So step number one is you need to stop acting like a bank unless you are a bank. So if you are not a bank, what you want to do moving forward is you want to establish a relationship with a third-party credit provider today, and this week. Get it done. That way when somebody says to you, I would like to get credit, you say, no problem. If you'll apply right here on my iPad, bring the iPad with you to the meeting with the client and say, go ahead and apply here right now, and then we'll see what you approve for. If you go to Mathis Brothers Furniture, they do that. If you go to almost any, Best Buy does this. I mean, that's what you do. Then when the person gets denied or accepted, right there you go, okay, it looks like you're approved up to $21,000. Let's make it happen. Oh, looks like you're denied. So we're going to have to go ahead and not be able to do it today.
I want to cut in here because I've
Yes.
had conversations before where people said, yeah, but if they get denied the credit, then I can't sell them the deal.
When they shouldn't have the deal, they get denied.
Exactly.
If these major companies are shutting them down,
Right.
then you definitely should not be approving that person. You definitely don't want to work with them. You're not going to get paid.
That's the point.
Now, the next step you want to do is if you're a company that doesn't want to get third-party credit, you just want to charge deposits like a retainer up front. So with the DJ business, the typical wedding that I booked was about $600, and we required a deposit of $250. So $250 down, $250 is paid up front, and the remaining $350 is not due until the day of the wedding. That allowed us to have good cash flow, good income, consistency of income. It allowed the customer to pay for it over time. And we had collateral because we weren't going to DJ your wedding until you had paid. So that's a move.
And what are the expenses that came out of that $250? Because this will help you identify how big of a deposit you need to charge. But what are the expenses that immediately come out once you book a deal?
Well,
what are some of those things?
I had to make sure that we were able to pay for the ongoing advertisement because it was definitely $50 a wedding. It was like 57, I think it was, like 56, 57. I can't remember. I don't have it in front of me. It was years ago. But, I mean, we were doing a lot of advertising in Yellow Pages and bridal shows and starting to advertise online back in the day, doing a lot of magazines, a lot of print pieces, a lot of mailers. And it came out to $50 per wedding in advertising. Plus, we had to pay the sales guys.
That's what I was going to ask. Did you pay them with a deposit?
Yeah, I paid the sales guys up front whenever we got the deposit.
So there's
and
no looming
I
thing that
had
you have
the
to pay.
commissions paid up front. I had the advertising. I also had the ongoing cost of the lease of the office, our expenses. I just want to give you a notable quotable from Bill Gates. This is the co-founder of Microsoft. Microsoft, I feel like that's familiar. Yeah, we know Windows. He says, knowing your numbers is a fundamental precept of business. And I'm saying to you, as the velocity of the money increases, the numbers have to be tight. If you don't nail it and then you scale it, you will fail it. You might impale it.
Oh, no.
You might derail it. You might just, you might be living in a van down, kind of right there by the Thrive offices in a van down by the river. It's a nice
beachfront property,
but you probably wouldn't want to live there. But another notable quotable I want to give to you, and then we'll talk about this when we come back from the break, is Benjamin Franklin. Shep, can you read us the Benjamin Franklin notable quotable that the Thrive Nation needs to put into their minds?
So Benjamin Franklin says, beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship.
And Benjamin Franklin's the guy who helped finance the Revolutionary War. He's a guy who started his own invention business. He invented the Franklin stove, the bifocals. He ran a large newspaper. He knew a little thing about managing money. So again, beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. Stay tuned. It's the Thrive Time Show on your radio. I remember my days back in the dorm room, tuned to the gloom like the temple of doom, overwhelmed with the doubts that try to consume my hope for the future that I could pursue. But from the mountain,
I
Attend the world's best business workshop led by America's #1 business coach for free by subscribing on iTunes and leaving us an objective review. Claim your tickets by emailing us proof that you did it and your contact information to info@thrivetimeshow.com.
All right, Tribe Nation, welcome back to the conversation. We're talking about the importance of creating a detailed pro forma for running your business. This is so big because if you don't have a pro forma, you're going to run your business by guesswork, and typically you as an entrepreneur are going to guess optimistically and thus always be tight on cash.
No good.
And cash is the lifeblood of your business. If you're out of cash, you're out of business. So what you have to do is you got to make sure you never run out of oxygen for your business. You never run out of the lifeblood of your business. You never want to run out of water for the business. These are it's the basic things needed to make your business grow. It's cash, and you're going to run out of cash eventually if you don't implement each and every one of these super moves. The next super move is you want to define your hard costs per job. This is big because if you don't think about the costs, hard costs, this is the costs that go into every single job. I was just helping a friend of mine the other day. He's building a limousine company, and I'll walk you through the hard costs. Let's put that as an example here, Chep, on the show notes there, just so that the listeners have a very, very real example. So he has a limousine company. So let's say, and I don't know the costs of each and every limo, but let's just say the cost to finance a limo was $1,000 a month. Does that seem fair, Chuck? Because a limo, you say you buy a limo for $100,000.
Yeah.
So $1,000 a month to finance the limo. Now, if the average limo rental is $600, you could think, cool, man. Once we rent the limo twice, we're making money because it only costs $1,000 to make the payment on a limo. And if we rent it twice, we're making money. But the problem is, here are all the hard costs associated with each limousine rental. One, you've got to pay a driver. The cost of paying the driver per time the driver goes out. Well, I'll do it myself. See, that's not a good idea because then you can't delegate. See, a lot of business owners build their model based on them doing it themselves. So you got to, how much is the driver going to get paid? And if you're doing it yourself, how much are you going to pay yourself per drive? Second is, what does that gas cost? The gas for the limo. Then you say, well, okay, we got the gas, got the limo. What about the insurance? And let's say the insurance payment was $500 a month. Well, you divide that by, how many weeks and how much does it cost per week, right? So do you think about that? What does the insurance cost per time you use the limo? Then what does it cost to park the limo, to store the limo? You might say, well, right now we're going to put the limos inside the Thrive offices for free. And we would say, that's good.
For free.
But what about when it's not free? What about in 2 years when Thrive has its own new facility? Or what about if we move out? Or what about, right? Then you got to think about, okay, what does it cost to pay the person to answer the phone? Well, we're not going to answer the phone. We're going to communicate entirely via email. Okay, I doubt that. Then what are you going to pay all of the costs? I mean, what are these costs? Think about all these. There's so many. Taxes. I'm not going to pay taxes. It's a service business. BS. You got to pay taxes to what? Get tags on the vehicles? Tags? I don't want to put tags on the vehicle. What about, isn't Chuck, workman's comp for the employees? I mean,
right.
There's a lot of insurances, there's taxes. And Marshall, I don't think hardly any of the clients we've ever worked with ever sit down and consider all of these costs. They typically just are very vague and loose with it. And then they all of a sudden they run out of cash, Marshall.
That's right. And here's the thing. The reason why I would say 95%, 99% of business owners.
Well, Inc. magazine says 9 out of 10 small business owners fail.
Okay.
Forbes says 8 out of 10 businesses across the system, new or old, fail.
All right.
So you're
okay.
Yeah, you're right.
So if you don't know the numbers, I would say 95 to 99% don't.
Right.
And the reason why is because you don't set aside time in order to go through it. Because I've never seen this process take less than 12 hours.
Time after time.
You just got to go through and you got to list out literally every business expense and know what you're spending per job, because until you do that, you are never going to be profitable. Or if you are bringing in money, you're not going to know at what margin you're profitable, and you can't scale it.
I would look at it this way. The song Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh,
Have you
okay.
ever had a chance to listen to the song Bohemian Rhapsody?
This is inside. It is profound.
A lot of people don't realize that this song was done by Queen, but the actual length of the song, this is a deep thought. I was a former DJ, so I'm just telling you, this is the thing.
Yeah.
The song, it's pretty long. It's a pretty long song. And that song, I mean, it's going to go 7-8 minutes. I mean, they're just going to power on, right? I think the official time on the pop version was 5 minutes and 55 seconds. It takes you an hour to listen to it 10 times. You're going to have to listen to Bohemian Rhapsody, figuratively, probably 120 times. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes time. So what I want you to do is the final action items. I want you to book a specific regular time to look at your expenses every single week. Every week you need to do that, right? So now you've defined your costs, your hard costs for your business. Okay. Then you want to define also, what you want to do is get a spreadsheet out and write down every single hard cost for the business. Type them all out, all of them, line item on this big spreadsheet. Then type out all the expenses that are variable expenses and do it for the last 90 days. Do it for the last 90 days. 90. Don't do it for last week. Don't do it. Don't say it's in QuickBooks. I've got it all in QuickBooks. I got a fancy little pie chart in QuickBooks. It's awesome. No, because I guarantee you, Chuck, how many business owners have you worked with that have told you, they say, hey, I really went into QuickBooks and I discovered that I have a lot less money or a lot more money than what I thought. I mean, it's very common.
Almost every single one, if not every single one, okay? You cannot let your numbers become complacent because they went off in the computer somewhere and you don't see them anymore. You have to, like Clay said, schedule that timeout. And when you're going to schedule a timeout to review these numbers, you want to schedule when, like Clay said. You also want to define where. Where do you need to be to do this? And also, what do you need? What do you need to get this stuff done?
So that it's very linear and actionable for everybody listening right now. 1, define your hard costs. Define the hard costs per job or per product, per service delivery. 2, define the variable costs for the business for the past 90 days. Define your variable costs for the business for the past 90 days. Define the hard costs for the last 90 days. So just make a spreadsheet. Here are all my expenses that are variable. Here are all my expenses that are hard costs, right? And then here's all my income. And you have to do that. If you don't do that, you're going to find yourself running out of cash. Also, the final action item I want to give you is book your attendance at our next in-person Thrive Time Show 2-day workshops. The tickets are selling fast. If you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you can get your tickets today by clicking on the conferences button. Or if you'd like to get free tickets, all you have to do is you have to just subscribe to the Thrive Time Show on iTunes, which is free, and then leave us an objective review, which is free. And email us proof that you did it by emailing us your contact information to info@thrivetimeshow.com, and we will send you 2 free conference tickets. You can get the details. It's a 15-hour workshop. It's a 2-day interactive business workshop. You can get all the details at thrivetimeshow.com just by clicking. Go up there, thrivetimeshow.com, click on the conferences button. Bam, all the information is there. Do not be overwhelmed. You have the mental capacity and the tenacity to get your accounting in order. You got to get on top of it. You got to do it. You're never going to find the time. You got to make the time. Do it this week. I know you can.
My saying is, if it's important to you, hire a coach. And I think that's one of the reasons people are not successful is they eat a cheeseburger instead of hiring a coach. You know what I mean? And so my coach pushes me. They're younger than me. They push harder. They're trained. And as my rich dad always said, amateurs don't have a coach, but professionals always have coaches. So I've always had coaches for whatever is important. My rich dad was one of those persons. I wanted to learn how to play Monopoly in real life. So he was my coach.
All right, Thrive Nation, on today's show, I want to talk with you. I want to have a little private conversation between you and me and them and everybody listening, and with a longtime client by the name of David Frazier. He runs a company called Bunky Life. And what we're going to talk about today is the importance of having a coach. Now, somebody out there, you might want to get in great shape. True story. I have 4 friends this year. 4 friends. I wish I had more than 4 friends, but I have 4 friends this year that have lost over 40 pounds by hiring a coach. 4. So one of my good friends, he's really been trying to lose almost 100 pounds. He hired a trainer, and I'm not kidding. He's a great friend of mine, but we do our conference calls over the phone. So I saw him in person. I go, man, you look great. And he says, yeah, dude, I'm down 90 pounds. I'm going, 90 pounds? What? But he's got this trainer. Another example, friend of mine, he had chronic inflammation, chronic pain. He goes, finds a trainer, down 40 pounds. And I go on and on these examples, but it wasn't that the person who hired the trainer wasn't smart. It wasn't that they were lazy. It's that they needed somebody to meet them in the gym and to push them. And I don't care whether you're growing a business or you're improving your health. Any area of your life where you want to improve, you need some kind of mentor or some kind of coach. And I'm just being very real with you about the coaches that I have in my life. For all my legal things, all my legal stuff, I use a company called wintersking.com, wintersking.com, Winters and King, the law firm. Well, why do I have a legal coach if I'm good at business? Well, it's because I don't look at all of the laws, all the changing legislation, and I want to have somebody who does look at that. I want to have someone who's a specialist in that area who advises me. You say, well, why do you have an accounting firm? Why do I work with CCK, the accounting firm? If you're so good at business, why do you have an accountant that helps coach you? Well, I do it because that's their job, is to look for tax write-offs, to make sure I'm paying the right amount of taxes, to make sure I'm proactively looking at the tax code. So any area of your life where you're looking to have growth, I would submit that you need to have a coach. And here to talk about it is the founder of bunkylife.com, David Frazier. Welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, Clay, and thank you so much for having me.
So I got to ask you real quick here for the listeners out there that don't know, and I'll pull up your website. We've had the opportunity to work with you here for this past year, and there's been a lot of success that you've seen. But I'd love for you to share with the listeners out there, what made you decide that you wanted maybe a mentor or an ongoing business coach to help you grow bunkylife.com?
So for me, it was just that I ultimately wanted to grow. So my thoughts are, I mean, how much are you going to pay? It's either going to be the cost of trying to figure out in your own trial and error, or are you going to pay someone else who's been there and done that? And I'd rather just pay the been there, done that price as opposed to the trial and error price, which is a lot more expensive. So I've had a business coach for, I think, about 10 years, and I've been on with you specifically for about a year and a half, maybe now. So, there's been a graduation of different coaches I've had over the years. Actually, I think 3 or 4 now. But I've learned a lot from everyone, and as we've grown, I've kind of need to grow what I spend on coaching as well.
So can you tell the listeners out there what kind of fruit have you seen since you began business coaching with us? Because I hear every single morning, literally every morning, we have a coaches meeting. So I think maybe our listeners know that, maybe they don't, but all the coaches, we all have actually a daily meeting. And what I do in that meeting is I ask the simple question: is the client who's paying us bringing in more money than they're paying us? Just very clear. I mean, I ask it every single day. So with 160 clients that are paying us $1,700 a month, I ask the question every single day: is there any client that's not bringing in more money than they're paying us? Because that's all I want to do, is be an asset and not a liability. And typically, we can produce quite a return on investment, but I want to get your feedback on what kind of results you've been able to see over the past year and a half.
So essentially we're up by about 11% on the top line and about 10% of the bottom line year over year. That's just based on our financials this year. And last year was our best year ever. So last year was the first year of coaching, and it was our best year ever. And then this year looks as if it's going to be about 10 on the top line, and also at the same time 10% better on the lower end. At the same time, I would say I'm putting in probably about the same or even a little less work, and my wife is definitely putting in less work. So we've had more free time and more disposable income.
So just to be clear, you have more free time and more disposable income. And I think people think that idea is mutually exclusive. Can you explain that? Because again, I go back to fitness. I think about my friend who used to live in the gym all the time. Love the guy. And you'd see him and say, how are you doing? I'm just going to make up a name here, but Carl, how are you? He goes, oh man, I'm at the gym killing it. And I go, how'd it go? He's like, oh man, I was in there killing it. And year after year after year, then he hired a coach. Now he claims he's in the gym less than ever, but he's down almost 90 pounds. And you would think those ideas are mutually exclusive. You would think you'd have to be in the gym the most to have the most success. But with the coach now, the coach has him on a specific diet and a specific workout plan where he's in the gym killing the game 4 days a week, 3 days a week, he's not in the gym. And he's got this diet he adheres to. And he reports to me that he's working out less than ever and he's getting the best results. So can you kind of explain how that works? I think a lot of people think that, with a coach, you'd be working more than ever if you're making more than ever.
Yeah, I think it was the old saying of Abraham Lincoln, which said, I think the quote was like, if I was going to cut down a tree, I'd spend the first hour sharpening the saw and the last 20 minutes cutting the tree down. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. But if you go at a problem with the right tool or with the right approach, it can be exponentially easier than if you just are, whacking that tree with your bare hands, if that makes sense, or a dull blade.
I think that's powerful. And I want to get into, I agree with what you said, and I want to mine into that a little bit. So before we met you, you'd already started this company, bunkylife.com. You'd already done a ton of work to grow the thing, bunkylife.com. And some of the things that I saw from the outside, easy for me to look at, is I noticed that your online reputation wasn't as good as the product. What am I saying? I'm saying people loved your product and you were doing a lot of sales, but there was no online evidence that matched. So let me just give an example. When I do a search for carpet cleaning quotes today, I could say to you, guys, listen, as God is my witness, I've worked with OxyFresh for 15 plus years, and they have a great service. And I could say that. I could say, with God as my witness, I could say, being straight with you, being honest with you, 100%. I guarantee, this is my word. I could say all those things, but at the end of the day, they now have 282,000 Google reviews. And so when you Google search carpet cleaning quotes, they now are blowing up. And it's not because I'm a good guy, and it's not because their service got better, but they're now bona fide, right? People who are not me are finding that search result. Another example, one of my longtime clients, love these guys. I love these guys, great people. Kolaw Fitness. You do a search for Joplin gyms. I think they're a fantastic gym. And I could say to you, I love Kolaw Fitness. Woo! I think Kolaw Fitness is great. Woo! I could say they're great people, kind people, nice people. But at the end of the day, their Google reputation didn't match their quality. So we had to obsess with helping them optimize that online reputation. And now Kolaw Fitness, you do a search for Joplin gyms. They come up top in the search result with 11,000 objective Google reviews. They come up again in the top 5 of the search results. And now they've got video testimonials that are beginning to creep up in the search results, video testimonials that are coming up in the search results. So I felt like when starting with you, that was one thing we needed to nip in the bud right away, was to go ahead and sure that the online reputation matched the quality of the Bunky Life products. Can you talk about how that's maybe impacted your business there, sir?
Yeah, so we had about 175 star reviews prior to starting together, and we're now at 350. So we doubled that in the course of about a year. And then we also had really no video testimonials to speak of. So now just it's part of our routine. I'm actually at a campground right now. They're about to do their opening ribbon cutting, and we're going to get a great testimonial of the campground utilizing Bunky Life. And so just being proactively, the part of that journey is you sell them, you provide a great service, and then you get a review every single time. That whole thing, it's now part of our business. And it's like we're 5 times our nearest competitor in terms of reviews, and it just makes a huge difference.
Again, if you're not proactive about that, so I'll just give you an example. That requires work. I mean, you're physically at a place right now at this camp, getting ready to record this. So A, you have to be aware of it, and then B, you got to have a coach or a mentor to kind of steer and push and celebrate the wins and hold people maybe accountable, or push or instigate or harass or follow up with, or whatever that looks like, to make sure it becomes part of the process. What kind of fruit have you seen now that you have so many documented video reviews?
Well, I just think that people come in and they're calling in, they're already pre-sold. They're saying, oh, like, I've watched all your videos, blah, blah, blah. And it's just a matter of picking out which bunkie they want, as opposed to prior to that, it might be more like, I'm skeptical, blah. We've broken through that whole wall of skepticism because there's just so many people now singing our praises that aren't us. And it makes the sales job easier, it makes the marketing easier, it makes everything just just so much more effective when we've got just, it's not just you got one testimonial, it's you got, oh, I'm a feminist basket weaving artisan. Do you have a bunkie that works for me? And then go, well, here's a video of a feminist basket weaving artisan raving about the bunkie. It just, they can relate to that on that level.
It's so funny, but it's so true. Now, also one thing that we work with you on, and which is, again, I think it's incredible working with you because you are actually implementing it. So we don't have to have conversations about, I didn't have time to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't like you. It's not about opinions and feelings. It's about facts. Is tracking. You track. Now, again, that's why I only work with 160 clients, because the clients that love to track, back to the fitness thing. One of my buddies back in the day is unbelievable fitness trainer. He's now moved out of personal training. He's moved more into a gym model. But his rule, this was pretty hardcore. He said, because he was an incredible personal trainer, by the way, he said, I'm going to charge you $2,000 a month to work out, and I'm only going to take on 15 clients. And you're going, $2,000 a month? Well, this is how we did it. I'm telling you, you pay $2,000 a month. You're going to get yourself three workouts a week. Okay. So it's, 12 week workouts a month, and he's not going to apologize for it. And it's like $300 a session. And his whole thing is, you will for sure lose weight and feel great, but you're paying $2,000 a month. You're going to pay $2,000 a month. And you would go, well, and I remember talking to him, I said, so what was your methodology? He says, well, one, you have to log every meal. It's real. Otherwise, I'm going to charge you another 10%. I'm like, you charge people another $200 if they don't log their meal? He's like, well, yeah, because if not, they're not going to do it. I'm going, you got to be kidding me. So he did was $2,000 a month. And if you don't log your meal, he's going to charge you another 10%. And people, I said, what happens if someone needs to reschedule? He's like, they're still paying for it. I'm not going to reschedule. I'm like, what if they get sick? I'm not going to reschedule. And he had this culture, and everybody wanted to work with him because he had results. And he and I were really having a great conversation, because he goes, Clay, the people that measure what they treasure, those are the ones that do well. The ones that actually track and they write down what they're eating, those are the ones who have success. But the ones who don't, and they kind of willy-nilly, they don't have success. I want to get your thoughts on the power of tracking, the power of measuring, because most business owners by default do not do that. And you've done a phenomenal job of tracking.
So to circle back to the reviews, we didn't really track our reviews for a while there. And part of we did when we started working together was, let's track our 5-star reviews. And we tracked them every week. And then they got to the point where, we would talk about who got what. And if it's, then you feel like a douchebag if you didn't make it, the needle move in any way. And so we track our sales every week. We even track the number of leads we get every week. We track the number of dollars that flew into the company. And I even track a bunch of other nerdy stuff too, on the marketing side. But I love tracking because it's such a not conversation, 6 sales, right? As opposed to saying, how did we feel about sales? And then people start talking about, well, the economy, but it's just like, no, we had 6 sales. It's a very easy conversation to have. You can say, okay, what would it take to get to 12 sales? And then you start from that frame of reference, as opposed to everyone's feelings and thoughts and concerns and excuses. You talk about numbers. It's a lot easier.
Other aspect of coaching, which I think is incredible, and I'll just, again, I'm praising different coaches that I've had over the years. I have one guy right now in my life. I still pay him to do advisory work with me, and it's very expensive. It's frankly, it's north of $4,000 a month for the services I pay for it. And what happens is having somebody who's never stuck, it's so important, and to have that person in your life that's never stuck. So I'll remember, years ago, I was having a hard time telling my staff that we were going to raise prices. This is years ago. We're 15 plus years ago, and it's like the first time I've ever raised prices. I'm raising prices because expenses went up. That doesn't mean everybody gets a raise, or the first time you have to fire somebody. You got to look an adult man or woman in the eyes who's 40 years old and fire them, just having somebody who not only can lay out a proven path, but they can kind of guide you through those potholes. What sort of a value does that have for you in terms of a coach? Because I know for me, I'd read the book about building a workflow or an org chart, and then I would have a hard time getting my staff to actually follow the org chart. I would read a book about how to hire top people and then fire people. The problem was I was 22 years old, and a lot of my employees were twice my age. and I'm 22 years old. And again, my employees are double my, think about that dynamic. I'm 22 years old. My employees are double my age. And there's no like, I didn't know how to do it, you know? And so my mentor at the time, Dr. Zellner, he told me, just tell them it's not working out and then move on. And I'm going, really? That's it? He goes, yeah, you just got to tell them it's not working out and then document jackassery, you know, just document it. And I remember going, wow, that was freeing because I just thought it'd be more complicated than that. Can you talk about the value of having somebody just kind of help you through the soft skills of implementing these hard ideas?
Yeah, I mean, it's except for by going through it. And so you can either learn experience and bashing your head against the wall, or you could talk to the guy that's already got the jackhammer on the other side of the wall. And in my experience, it's every dollar spent on coaching has returned to me like 100,000, 10,000 times. And it's not just that. I got there so much faster, right? So it's not just a fact that I broke through a ceiling or I figured out a problem. It's that I got there 3 months, whatever, faster. So another example, we just took on a short form content video coach, and it was I spent more on this guy than I spent on my car, right? But we looked at it as like how taken us to figure this out, how to frame it all, and what does it even look like to work hard at short form video content. I didn't even know what that looked like 3 months ago, right? So we hired this guy, and we've had a crazy breakthrough. We had a couple of videos go 10 million views, as an example. But would I've ever even gotten there without this coach? Probably not. Or if I had, it would have cost me 2 years of my life banging my head against a wall. And I'm not saying that you need to go and hire a coach for everything, but if it's something you want to grow or expand or be more effective at, the best dollar you could spend is already been there, done that, and can predictably get the same results if you put in the work.
You know, this weekend I took my kids to the lake, and this just in. I'm not an expert boat parker guy. Like I can park a boat, but if you have to like parallel park a boat, you know, if you have to park it under windy conditions, so I pulled up to the gas station on the water. I pull aside the boat guy. He's probably 22 years old, 23 years old, you know. And I said, hey, can I pay you to park the boat? He says, absolutely. I said, so I can pay to park the boat? I said, he goes, yeah, absolutely. I said, cool. Hey, by the way, where do I go to buy a tube, you know, for tubing? He says, oh, the best place to go is here. I would have never, through osmosis and through randomness, would have figured out that the best place to buy an inflatable tube for tubing was at this particular store. There is no way I would have known that. And there is no way that I would have known that if you can only park here, your boat for this amount of time because of XYZ 1, 2, 3. I spent $12, I think, paying the guy for 4 minutes of work, and he made the whole day great. And I that's how I operate. That's the mindset I have, is if I need somebody to, if I ever get stuck, I just without hesitation hire a coach. What do you say to somebody out there? I mean, we obviously do free consultations here at thrivetimeshow.com. What do you say to somebody who's, you know, thinking about scheduling a free consultation and they go, free? Why do you have to do a colonoscopy? What do you say to somebody who's thinking about doing a free consultation, but they're a little bit, you know, nervous about scheduling a free consultation?
I would say, what have you got to lose? If you go and do the free consultation, it's not helpful, you've lost nothing. Just absolutely do it. It was a turning point for our business, as every single one of our coaching decisions have been. And it's a free 13-point assessment with Clay Clark. You go to thrivetime.com/something.
We'll go to thrivetimeshow.com, but I don't expect you to memorize our URL.
Okay. Well, I'm working on it.
Now,
I need to hire a coach in that area.
No, you're great. Now, with your particular business, we have actually purchased a Bunkie Life, and my plan right now is next time you come to Tulsa, I'm hoping it will be installed in the woods. And so people who come to our in-person workshops, they oftentimes like to stay at our property. And so when they like to do that, we have a guest house that we've built, and now I'm adding a cabin in the woods. And I look to add multiple cabins, and so it's going to be a really neat look there. We have purchased a Bunkie Life as well, and I love about them is they really are a bolt-on bedroom. They're very affordable. If you're out there today and you're looking for extra workspace, maybe you're looking for a bolt-on bedroom for your mom and dad. Maybe if you have guests that visit, your mom and dad visit, maybe you have a little office you need to add on. What are the most common reasons why people are buying a bunkielife.com, a bolt-on bedroom and custom cabin there, sir?
A lot of times I've got this house that's too small. My family's getting bigger. I want my whole extended family and stay. And so it's the bridge and getting everyone together.
David, I appreciate your time. Again, I encourage everybody to go to bunkielife.com. And if you're out there today and you're finding yourself going, I feel stuck. Don't feel stuck. Schedule a free 13-point consultation today at thrivetimeshow.com. David Frazier, you're a great American. I can't wait to see you soon.
Okay, appreciate it. Bye.
If you want to do anything worthwhile in life, you've got to be hungry. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. So every day I was working to develop myself. And that's what you must do.
I promise you one thing. You will never seen any player in the entire country play as hard as I will play the rest of the season.
Get in here! Hey, we got 30 minutes for the rest of our life! 30 minutes for the rest of our life!
There were none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction, a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. I was hungry. You gotta be hungry.
Hey guys, Luke Erickson here with the Thrive Time Show. As you can see behind me, we've got all kinds of energy going on. People are starting to show up for the conference, and it is hot in this place. We got grill guns over here. We've got people playing the drums. We've got fire breathers, and man, people are so excited as they come in. Gentlemen, let me introduce you to the grill gun.
Hi, I'm Bob Healy. I'm the inventor of the grill gun and the sous vide gun.
Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma, June 27th and 28th. We've been doing business conferences here since 2005. I've been hosting business conferences since 2005. And a lot of people, have followed Tim Tebow's football career on the field and off the field. And off the field, the guy's been just as successful as he has been on the field. Now, the big question is, JT, how does he do it?
Well, they're going to have to come and find out because I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, Tim Tebow's going to teach us how he organizes his day, how he organizes his life, how he's proactive with his faith, his family, his finances. He's going to walk us through his mindset that he brings into the gym, into business. It is going to be a blasty blast in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Also, this is the first Thrive Time Show event that we've had where we're going to have a man who has built a $100 million net worth.
Wow.
Who'll be presenting. Now, we've had a couple presenters that
have had $1 billion net worth in some like real estate sort of things.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we've had a guy who's built a service business, and he's built over $100 million net worth in the service business. It's the yacht driving, multi-state living guru of franchising. Peter Taunton will be in the house. This is the founder of Snap Fitness, the guy behind 9 Round Boxing. He's going to be here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, June 27th and 28th. JT, why should everybody want to hear what Peter Taunton has to say?
Oh, because he's incredible. He's just a fountain of knowledge. He is awesome. He has inspired me listening to him talk. And not only that, he also has, he practices what he teaches. So he's a real teacher. He's not a fake teacher like business school teachers. So you got to come learn from him.
And now the best-selling author of The Carnivore Diet and the multiple-time Joe Rogan guest, Dr. Sean Baker, joins our 2-day interactive business growth and life optimization workshop. Also, let me tell you this, folks. I don't want to get this wrong, because if I get it wrong, someone's going to say, you screwed that up, buddy. So Michael Levine, this is Michael Levine. He's going to be coming. You say, who's Michael Levine? I don't get this wrong. This is the PR consultant of choice for Michael Jackson, for Prince, for Nike, for Charlton Heston, for Nancy Kerrigan, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times best-selling authors he's represented, including pretty much everybody you know who's been a super celebrity. This is Michael Levine, a good friend of mine. He's going to come and talk to you about personal branding and the mindset needed to be super successful. The lineup will continue to grow. We have hit Christian recording artist Colton Dixon in the house. Now, people say, Colton Dixon's in the house? Yes, Colton Dixon's in the house. So if you like top 40 Christian music, Colton Dixon's going to be in the house performing. The lineup will continue to grow each and every day. We're going to add more and more speakers to this all-star lineup. But I encourage everybody out there today, get those tickets today. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. And some people might be saying, well, how do I do it? What do I do? How does it work? You just go to thrivetimeshow.com. Let's go there now. We're feeling the flow. We're going to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, you just go to thrivetimeshow.com. You click on the business conferences button, and you click on the request tickets button right there. The way I do our conferences is we tell people it's $250 to get a ticket.
Yep.
Or whatever price that you can afford. And the reason why I do that is I grew up without money. JT, you're in the process of building a super successful company. Did you start out with $1 million in the bank account?
No, I did not. Nope, did not get any loans, nothing like that. Did not get an inheritance from parents or anything like that. I had to work for it, and I'm super grateful. I came to a business conference. That's actually how I met you, met Peter Taunton. I met all these people.
So if you're out there today and you want to come to our workshop, again, you just got to go to thrivetimeshow.com. You might say, well, when's it going to be? June 27th and 28th. You might say, well, who's speaking? We already covered that. You might say, where's it going to be? It's going to be in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And so it says Tulsa, I'm really trying to rebrand Tulsa as Tulsa, sort of like the Jerusalem of America. But if you type in Thrive Time Show and Jinx, you can get a sneak peek or a look at our office facility. This is what it looks like. This is where you're headed. It's going to be a blasty blast. You can look inside, see the facility. We're going to have hundreds of entrepreneurs here. It is going to be packed. Now, for this particular event, folks, the seating is always limited because my facility isn't a limitless convention center. You're coming to my actual home office, and so it's going to be packed. So when? June 27th and 28th. Who? You're going to come. Who? You? I'm talking to you. You can just get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. And again, you can name your price. We tell people it's $250 or whatever price you can afford. And we do have some select VIP tickets, which gives you an access to meet some of the speakers and those sorts of things. And those tickets are $500. It's a 2-day interactive business workshop, over 20 hours of business training. We're going to give you a copy of my newest book, The Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich. You're going to leave with a workbook. You're going to leave with everything you need to know to start and grow a super successful company. It's practical, it's actionable, and it's Tebow time right here in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Get those tickets today at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Levine, and I'm talking to you right now from the center of Hollywood, California, where I have represented over the last 35 years 58 Academy Award winners, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times bestsellers. I've represented a lot of major stars, and I've worked with a lot of major companies. And I think I've learned a few things about what makes them work and what makes them not work. Now, why would a man living in Hollywood, California, in the beautiful sunny weather of LA, come to Tulsa? because last year I did it and it was damn exciting. Clay Clark has put together an exceptional presentation, really life-changing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you then. I'm Michael Levine. I'll see you in Tulsa.
James, did I tell you my good friend John Lee Dumas is also joining us at the in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show Business Workshop? That Tim Tebow and that Michael Levine will be at. Have I told you this?
You have not told me that.
Oh, he's coming all the way from Puerto Rico. This is John Lee Dumas, the host of the chart-topping EOFire.com podcast. He's absolutely a living legend. This guy started a podcast after wrapping up his service in the United States military, and he started recording this podcast daily in his home, to the point where he started interviewing big-time folks like Gary Vaynerchuk, like Tony Robbins, and he just kept interviewing bigger and bigger names, putting out shows day after day. And now he is the legendary host of the EO Fire podcast, and he's traveling all the way from Puerto Rico to Tulsa, Oklahoma to attend the in-person June 27th and 28th Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshop. If you're out there today, folks, you've ever wanted to grow a podcast, a broadcast, you want to improve your marketing, if you've ever wanted to improve your marketing, your branding, if you've ever wanted to increase your sales, you want to come to the 2-day interactive June 27th and 28th Thrive Time Show Business Workshop featuring Tim Tebow, Michael Levine, John Lee Dumas, and countless big-time, super successful entrepreneurs. It's going to be life-changing. Get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. James, what website is that?
ThriveTimeshow.com.
James, one more time with more enthusiasm.
ThriveTimeshow.com.
Shadow, everything rides on tonight. Even if I got 3 strikes, I'ma go for it. This moment, we own it. I'm not to be played with because it could get dangerous. See these people I ride with. This moment, we own it.
Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops because we teach you what you need to know to grow.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
And now you may be thinking, what does it actually cost to attend an in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show business workshop? Well, good news. The tickets are $250 or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, they're $250 or whatever price you can afford. I grew up without money, and I know what it's like to live without money. So if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, all you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com to request those tickets. And if you can't afford $250, we have scholarship pricing available to make it affordable for you.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say. Whoa.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Radio Show. Today I'm broadcasting from Phoenix, Arizona, not Scottsdale, Arizona. They're close, but they're completely different worlds. And we have a special guest today. Definition of intelligence is if you agree with me, you're intelligent. And so this gentleman is very intelligent. I've done this show before also, but very seldom do you find somebody who lines up on all counts. And it's a Mr. Clay Clark. He's a friend of a good friend, Eric Trump. But we're also talking about money, bricks, and how screwed up the world can get in a few and a half hour. So Clay Clark is a very intelligent man, and there's so many ways we could take this thing. But I thought, since you and Eric are close, Trump, what were you saying about what Trump can't, what Donald, who's my age, and I can say or cannot say?
First of all, I have to honor you, sir. I want to show you what I did to one of your books here. There's
All
a guy by
right.
the name of Jeremy Thorne, who was my boss at the time. I was 19 years old, working at Faith Highway. I had a job at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV. And he said, "Have you read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad?" And I said, "No." And my father, may he rest in peace, he didn't know these financial principles. So I started reading all of your books and really devouring your books. And I went from being an employee to self-employed to the business owner to the investor. And I owe a lot of that to you. And I just wanted to take a moment to tell you thank you so much for allowing me to achieve success. And then I'll tell you all about Eric Trump. But I just want to tell you thank you, sir, for changing my life.
But not only that, Clay, thank you, but you become an influencer. More than anything else, you've evolved into an influencer where your word has more and more power. So that's why I congratulate you on becoming. Because as you know, there's a lot of fake influencers out there too, or bad influencers.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm glad you and I agree so much, and thanks for reading my books.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thrill for me today. Not a thrill, but recognition is when people, young men especially, come up and say, "I read your book, changed my life. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this."
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say. Whoa.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I went to a small private liberal arts college and got a degree in business. And I didn't learn anything like they're teaching here. I didn't learn linear workflows. I learned stuff that I am not using, and I haven't been using for the last 9 years. So what they're teaching here is actually way better than what I got at business school. And I went what was actually ranked as a very good business school. The linear workflow for us and getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls, figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side.
Once I saw what they were doing, I knew I had to get here at the conference. This is probably the best conference or seminar I've ever been to in over 30 years in business.
You're not bored. You're awake, alive the whole time. It's not pushy. They don't try to sell you a bunch of things.
I was looking to learn how to just get control of my life, my schedule, and just get control of the business.
Planning your time, breaking it all down, making time for the F6 in your life, and just really implementing it and sticking with the program.
It's really lively. They're pretty friendly, helpful, very welcoming.
I attended a conference a couple months back, and it was really the best business conference I've ever attended.
At the workshop, I learned a lot about time management, really prioritizing what's the most important.
biggest takeaways are, you want to take a step-by-step approach to your business. Whether it's marketing, what are those 3 marketing tools that you want to use, to human resources.
Some of the most successful people and successful businesses in this town, their owners were here today because they wanted to know more from Clay, and I found that to be kind of fascinating.
The most valuable thing that I've learned is diligence. That businesses don't change overnight. It takes time and effort, and you got to go through the ups and downs of getting it to where you want to go.
He actually gives you the roadmap out. I was stuck, didn't know what to do, and he gave me the roadmap out step by step.
We've set up systems in the business that make my life much easier, allow me some time freedom.
Here you can ask any question you want. They guarantee it'll be answered.
This conference motivates me and also give me a lot of knowledge and tools.
It's up to you to do it. Everybody can do these things. There's stuff that everybody knows, but if you don't do it, nobody else can do it for you.
I can see the marketing working, and it's just an approach that makes sense.
Probably the most notable thing is just the income increase that we've had.
Everyone's super fun, it's super motivating. I've been here before, but I'm back again because it motivates me.
Your competition's going to come eventually, or try to pick up these tactics. So you better, if you don't, somebody else will.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us.
This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right?
So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood.
This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
If you decide to not attend the Thrive Time workshop, you're missing out on a great opportunity.
The atmosphere of Clay's office is very lively. You can feel the energy as soon as you walk through the door, and it really got me and my team very excited.
If you decide not to come, you're missing out on an opportunity to grow your business. Bottom line.
Love the environment. I love the way that Clay presents and teaches. It's a way that not only allows me to comprehend what's going on, but he explains it in a way to where it just makes sense.
The SEO optimization, branding, marketing. I've learned more in the last 2 days than I have the entire 4 years of college.
The most valuable thing that I've learned, marketing is key. Marketing is everything.
Making sure that you're branded accurately and clearly. How to grow a business using Google reviews, and then just how to optimize our name through our website also.
Helpful with a lot of marketing, search engine optimization, helping us really rank high in Google.
The biggest thing I needed to learn was how to build my foundation, how to systemize everything and optimize everything, build my SEO.
How to become more organized, more efficient.
How to make sure the business is really there to serve me as opposed to me constantly being there for the business.
New ways of advertising my business. as well as recruiting new employees.
Group interviews, number one. Before we felt like we were held hostage by our employees. Group interviews has completely eliminated that because you're able to really find the people that would really be the best fit.
Hands-on how to hire people, how to deal with human resources, a lot about marketing, and overall just how to structure the business, how it works for me, and also then how that can translate into working better for my clients.
The most valuable thing I've learned here is time management.
I like the 1 hour of doing your business is real critical if I'm going to grow and change.
Play really teaches you how to navigate through those things and not only find freedom, but find your purpose in your business and find the purposes for all those other people that directly affect your business as well.
Everybody.
Everyone needs to attend the conference because you get an opportunity to see that it's real.
Hey, Flyover family, come join us June the 27th and 28th, 2024 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're going to be there with Clay Clark and an amazing group of individuals that have made such a difference in so many people's lives.
Do you want to increase your production in a job? Do you want to make more sales? Do you want to own your own business? Do you want to have breakthroughs financially? The key to that is knowledge.
Clay Clark is anointed to help people in business. We've watched him over the last couple of years, and we've been blown away. He's part owner of over 160 businesses, $2.4 billion in sales.
So before politics and the Great Reset came into Clay's life, he had the #1 rated Apple podcast. And he interviewed people like Anthony Robbins, Seth Godin, the top authors, top business minds in the world. At this specific event, there was an interesting cast of characters that come from gangs to American Idol.
Some of the guests that are going to be there: Michael Levine, Colton Dixon, Peter Taunton, John Lee Dumas, Mondo de la Viga,
and Tim Tebow. They're there to share what they've done and their breakthroughs and what their story is. And then Clay lays his map of business success, calls the path for every person to follow.
So you may be sitting there thinking, okay, I get it. What do I have to do? Go to thrivetimeshow.com. When you get there, the tickets are $250 or whatever you can afford. Yes, you got that right. $250 or whatever you can afford. You can name your price. So there are no excuses. You have to join us there. There are only a few VIP tickets left, like David said, special dinner and special time with the speakers. That is $500 while they last. So $500, only a few left if you want a VIP ticket. We want to meet these speakers as well, so we got VIP tickets.
I want to meet Tim Tebow.
I do too. The date is June the 27th and 28th, 2024 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Go to thrivetimeshow.com to get your tickets.
Hey guys, Luke Erickson here with the Thrive Time Show. As you can see behind me, we've got all kinds of energy going on. People are starting to show up for the conference, and it is hot in this place. We got grill guns over here. We've got people playing the drums. We've got a fire breather, and man, people are so excited as they come in.
The conference is kicked off. This house is packed. We've got Aaron Hansis with Shaw Holmes up there. We've got Steve Currington with Total Ending Concepts up there talking about what is possible when you just implement, when you do the proven system. It's so exciting. People are going crazy. Now, Michael Levine, writer of many PR books, the man who represented people like Michael Jackson, Barbra Streisand, and George Bush. He's speaking to the people here at our conference, talking about branding. One of the greatest branding experts alive today is here at our conference, talking to entrepreneurs.
We just wrapped up day one. It was incredible. We had some remarkable speakers. Michael Levine. We just finished with a lady named Jill Donovan, who owns a company called Rustic Cuff, talking about the power of the Dream 100. I cannot wait to see what tomorrow holds. Hey guys, Luke Erickson with the Thrive Time Show here with you. It is day 2 and the energy is high. People are so excited to be showing up. The team is ready. Come on, let's see what it's like to go on in day 2. Follow me. I tell you what, people are so excited to be here for day 2. It is going to be incredible. Cannot wait to see what today has in store. Right now, here at the conference, we've broken into groups going over search engine optimization. I know for most of us, myself included, if you hear that term, you go, what is that? What does that mean? That's too techie for me. Well, our experts are breaking it down for people so that you can clearly understand how to come up top in Google. It's doable. It's possible. Now we're in the middle of a break, and what we like to do is we like to give you as much tangible and relevant information from about the start of the hour for 45 minutes. Then we take approximately a 15-minute break to allow people to connect with other entrepreneurs around them, bathroom breaks, and also use this time to just really digest all of the good information that you're receiving the whole time. Right behind me, we've got Bob with his grill gun, melting an ice sculpture. It is awesome. The ice sculpture represents our life, right? It's here for a time, but we all need to have the sense of urgency to implement the things that we're learning so that we can make the most of the time that we have. We are outside. You can see a line behind me. What's going on is that we partner with different companies to help them implement the proven systems over and over and over again. And one of those companies is Master Machine. And so what we like to do is partner with these companies to also help them give samples to other people as they come to the conference and truly get their name out. I just wanted to recap some of the amazing things that have happened today. We've had entrepreneurs like Paul Hood with Hood CPAs. Jill Donovan and Michael Levine come up and just impart so much wisdom and knowledge. We've got an incredible giveaway for one of our TVs. Hey there, Thrive Nation. One of the things that we love most about our business conferences is that we want every entrepreneur to leave with their questions answered. So what we do is we let them put the questions up on the board here so that they can ask their specific questions, and Clay will not end the conference until every question is answered. Behind us, Clay Clark is answering all the different questions that entrepreneurs have brought to the conference. Whenever someone comes here and starts to hear this information, especially for the first time, it just brings about so much anticipation of wanting to actually implement the proven systems and processes. And so Clay always wants to make sure that he answers all of their questions so that they are the most set up for success to be able to go home and start implementing. If you have any questions, email us at info@thrivetimeshow.com.
Hello, I'm Wes Carter. I'm one of the shareholders at Winters & King. My favorite thing that Thrive has helped me accomplish here in our firm is thinking a little bit outside the box. They do SEO, they do printing, they help us with a lot of things from the day-to-day marketing for the firm, but they also help us think of things that as attorneys we probably wouldn't normally think of that help us market our services to our clients. One of the things I love about working with Thrive is that they make it enjoyable to actually do work with them. It's not dry, it's usually fun, but it's always very enjoyable and practical. They give me things and ideas that I can put into place. It's not just some theoretical spiel that they give me. We get practical steps that we work on together to do my job better. So me personally, I would easily recommend Thrive 15 services to my friends, my families. I recommend them to my clients. I think they do a good job. They're passionate. They care about their clients. And I think it's actually a valuable service they provide to people that are in the business world.
My name is Jeff Thomas. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. It's all about getting to the grindstone. It is about putting it's one thing to have a specific vision or a dream, but knowledge without application isn't knowledge at all. That's nothing. Really funny. The atmosphere is very lively. Everybody that is working for Clay is very upbeat and not tired, not sluggish, not complaining, not whining. They don't have anything to do with those types of characteristics. It's all about getting to the grind and having fun while you do it. I haven't actually been to any conferences in the past, but what I will say from what I've seen on YouTube and what from other friends have told me is this isn't like a motivational kind of thing to just, hoo-hoo, rah-rah, get you motivated, but it's like practical steps that if you do take them, which most people aren't willing to do, then you will grow and you'll achieve the specific things that you want. Well, for one thing, I would say that this isn't necessarily for everyone. So if you're not willing to work, this isn't for you. But I will say that if you are willing to work and you're just getting started, but you have actually taken a step in that direction, then this will actually help you grow further exponentially than you could ever imagine.
My name is Taylor Hall. I'm the general manager of the Tulsa Oilers professional hockey team. Our goal every night here at the BOK Center is to try to fill the seats with lots of people and create an exciting environment so when somebody comes to a game, they want to come back. Working with Clay and the staff at Thrive, they've really helped us in many, many ways. Website and graphic design and video production and a lot of things that go along. And a lot of businesses, including ours, doesn't have a staff or a full-time videographer or graphic designer. But the biggest thing that we noticed was the needle mover. More sales, more attendance, more successes in business. We had a record year last season working with Clay for the first time. Our average attendance is higher than it's ever been. So there was a lot of really cool things that we did, and they worked. That's the nice thing about working with Clay and the team over there. It's just not one person, you get the entire team. If you need video design and editing and production, they've got that. If you need graphic design, if you need some coaching, your salespeople and call scripts, PR, they offer all that. Clay was instrumental in helping guiding us and getting us on the right track so that we could really raise the bar and become ultra successful. So it's been an amazing experience for us.
My name is Caitlin. I own a tumbling gym called Justice Tumbling Company in Tulsa. Working with Clay is so helpful, just being diligent with everything and making sure we execute our goals and just really make things happen. It's fun, it's hype, it really gets you energized and going, it just makes you really want to work. To get the momentum going, to really just get that buzz, just really give you the energy to get up and make it happen.
I'm Bob Healy. I'm in the charcoal grilling industry, and the name of my business is Grill Blazer. How will I apply what I've learned so far into my business? I'm actually a client of Thrive 15, and I learn so much from what I'm learning at this conference and from my regular weekly attendance that it's helping me establish the business and get it off the ground. Clay's presentation style is just blatant disregard for what anybody wants. He just has fun. It's him. Everything that you see is authentically Clay. It's a great deal of fun. Everybody enjoys it. They know when they walk in, they think they're coming into a carnival, and frankly, they are. It's just great fun. There's not another conference like it. You just don't go to a carnival atmosphere and learn like you do here at a Thrive conference. It's great. The reason people should attend at least one of these conferences is because it's common sense. And everybody's fed an entire line about the way you should run a business, but until you actually experience running a business, which is candidly what you learn here, how to run a business, you don't know what you're doing.
My name is Tyler Hastings, and this is my wife, Rachel, and our company is Delricht Research out of New Orleans. During our time working with Thrive, we've had numerous successes. When we first started, we were working with one physician. We had one research site, and we were seeing on average, between 10 and 15 patients a week. Since working with Thrive in the last 18 months, we now have 4 research sites. We work with over 5 physicians, and on average, we're now seeing over 60 patients per week. Recently, we've been the top enroller worldwide in 7 studies, which is just incredible considering where we were 2 years ago, 18 months ago.
Thrive really differs from the other conferences that we've been to and the other kind of programs that we've been through because they actually really practice what they preach, and they implement the same systems and the processes that they teach you about, and they give you real life examples that have really worked for them and show you with the training how to implement that yourself. For example, Tyler and I actually got the opportunity to come out to Tulsa, and we're fortunate enough that the Thrive team took us out to some of the businesses that they own, and we really got to see in real life, real time, some of the systems and processes, and it was just incredible. A real life example of some of the businesses and the things that they're implementing.
Having a coach is important to us. They act as not only an accountability factor, but they're someone we can talk to on a daily basis as we go through the problems of running a business that inevitably come up. They always understand what we're going through, and they're always there to help us or guide us through the problems that we experience. The best part of our experience working with Thrive has just been seeing our relationship grow. So at each step as our business grows, they have something else to provide us with. They've got the resources, whether it be marketing, graphic design, website development, or even into accounting practices. Maybe we need a new insurance policy. They have someone they can connect us with, or they have the direct resource we need to speak with for any of the problems we face. If someone's thinking about signing up for the coaching program, I would highly recommend that they call in for a free 30-minute coaching session and see exactly what the team can do for you. Just speak with someone, let them know what you're going through, and I think you'll find that, regardless of what you need, there's someone there that can help you.
Clay's presentation style is very real and raw. Like, it just gets real down to the bone of it and the real purpose of it. There's no, fluffy vagueness about it, So, he really gets to the point. I'm always reminded about how important it is to be intentional and to really pay attention to how you schedule your time and really honor it. Because whatever gets scheduled gets done. That's what he said from Lee Cockrell. So, just constantly hearing that and getting reminded helps me to reinforce that into my own life. It always helps to get an outside perspective, and especially from a guy that's grown so many multi-million-dollar businesses. It doesn't hurt. So.
My name is Nick Guajardo. I heard about the Thrive Time Show workshop through Andy Matherin. He is my Andy Matherin and Larry Montgomery. They're my bosses at Restore Home Health. So I work with a home health company called Restore Home Health, and my role is pretty much to bring in business. So I was hoping to learn kind of the sales process on top of just kind of the responsibilities, and help understand what it looks like on the SEO side, and just kind of an all around what it looks like to own a business, because that's something I want to do in the future for sure. How I would describe the atmosphere here at Thrive is high energy, great professionalism, great people. It's a place you definitely want to visit and be at. Clay's delivery style, humorous, professional, hilarious. He does it. I haven't seen someone do it better. So he does a great job. Most valuable thing I've learned so far, a lot of it has been extremely valuable. But one thing that's really stuck out to me is learning the SEO stuff. I mean, that is, I think, things you don't really even think about, and then you hear it, and you think you know it, but you don't know it. So I feel like that was the most valuable. Well, they're missing out on just what comes down to just basic applications to be a business owner. I mean, I feel like it's like an absolute necessity, to come here and learn the ins and outs, and maybe come here once or twice if they take good notes, that kind of thing. Why? It's the experience here and what you can learn. Absolutely.
So marketing and SEO seemed like something that would be very scary, but then in the way that Clay and his team described it became very clear and concise, and something that's very accessible to any business owner. I've learned a lot about marketing at this conference and a lot about business management and HR, really everything, the key components of anybody's business. They're going to give you the best tools to be successful in it. So most workshops or conferences can be really boring, really one note, or they just seem so theatrical that it's a joke and it's not even giving you the tools that you need or that you came there for. But here it's still high energy, it's still fun, everything's to the point, but it's very professional, and you're missing out on easy steps to use in your business that are very accessible and very clear.
My name is Abigail McCarter. The best thing I've learned so far is definitely like organization, schedule-wise, always keeping a to-do list, keeping your calendar organized. I'm kind of all over the place, so that's always good to know. So Clay's presentation style and the atmosphere is electric. It's so energetic, it's so fun. Clay's hilarious, but also knows a ton, so it's just really great all around. This conference is much different than any other conference I've gone to, again, because it's fun. Like a lot of other conferences, it's like really quiet, really cold, and you just kind of get bored. But this one, you're like always engaged, you're always learning something, and the staff is amazing. They're always super helpful, so it's just been really great.
My name is Clint Howard. We're a personal training and fitness training facility. Oh wow, I'm learning a ton. Like this morning so far has been search engine optimization. So really just the importance of being at the top of Google, how Google works and why it's so important to go out and get video reviews and testimonials and getting Google reviews. And so all those things we can take back and really apply that like immediately. So it's really cool to see not only how to do it, but really the relevance and the importance of it for your long-term strategy of your business. No, it's amazing. Actually, on the way in this morning and yesterday, I was videoing as I was walking in the front entrance. And actually, I go to a lot of seminars. I go to a lot of conferences, masterminds. I've been doing that since I was like 22 years old. So, gosh, almost 20 years now. And this is by far the most entertaining. Not only the content's amazing, but Clay and you guys do a great job of mixing in edutainment, entertainment where it's fun, it's fresh, it's lively. You never get bored. And I heard a study one time that the reason that children learn so much quicker is because it's fun, learning is fun. And so obviously Clay has nailed that, where it's very fun to be here and keeps you awake, keeps you energized. So I'm having a blast. Yeah, I think any business owner or someone that wants to own a business or considering starting a business should definitely come. I know that I was referred here by friends of mine and clients of mine, and I've referred other people. Again, just to understand what it takes to make a business successful, to have a good time, obviously, like I was just saying, have fun, and network. There's a lot of other people here you can learn from, and there's a lot of breaks you can talk to other people. So I think this is a must-attend for anybody that owns a business or that wants to start a business.
My name's Jamie Fagel. I'm with Jameson Fine Cabinetry. I heard about the conference through Andrew. He's the coach that I deal with here at the Thrive. The most valuable piece I found, even working with Andrew, but it's been solidified when it came here, was you got to actually do the things that they're telling you. With no action, you're not going to get anything from it. I would highly recommend this to almost anybody in business today. I have recommended it to some of my other business partners. It's phenomenal. It's really something that if you want to start a business, the old way of doing things is gone. This is what you got to do. It's the only way it'll work.
Hey, this is Charles and Amber Koloff. We're the owners of Koloff Fitness.
The way we're able to do that is working with Clay for the last 3 years. He has really readjusted our thinking and taught us that our business is here to serve us. And by doing that, we're able to live the lifestyle we want and take off on a random vacation last minute. So we had totally planned on being at the conference. So wish we could be there and meet all of you. We know you're having a great time. So
yes, Clay in the last 3 years has helped us build all the necessary systems, checklists, workflows, task lists, time blocks, audits. that are always running and the right capable lieutenants to keep track of all that so that you too can get time freedom, financial freedom. And that's what we have done, and Clay has helped us do. We've got multiple companies in multiple states, and they're all doing very well, getting ready to go 2 more locations in this next year. And Co-op Fitness has a really big future. We're teaming up with a couple other groups, and we should scale the company here shortly. Hopefully we'll open like 50 locations in the next 10 years. So, but yeah, we're on the way. We're gonna probably more than double our company, maybe triple our company in the next 8 to 9 months. And it's just awesome. God is working in our business, and we're making Jesus and changing lives. We're a strong Christian company that focuses on making Jesus famous and changing lives in the fitness field. And this is Charles and Amber Cola. Thank you, Thrive. Hit your action items. We love you guys. We wish we were there. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
My name is Jennifer Johnson. I'm in the pest control industry and also weed control and fertilization, and my business is Platinum Pest and Lawn. Some of the things that I'll be able to apply a lot of the things that I've learned in our business because this is not my first conference, and so a lot of the things that we learned we've put into place, and now we're doing the next level of refining the processes or just the different concepts, and so it's getting better and better. Things that were just big processes before, we have the foundation laid, and now we're able to make it better and better, and I'm hearing different things now that we've implemented things, and so we can just make it even better implementing it into our own business. Clay's presentation and the atmosphere is very exciting and fun. It keeps you awake. It makes it interesting. You have a lot of information, but if it's not going to be entertaining, your brain is going to tune it out. But Clay makes it just entertaining enough that you retain what you learn. Lots of rhyming and catchy things so that you remember stuff. Something that makes this conference different than other workshops or conferences that I've been to is that there's a lot of people here in my same situation. Most of us are pretty small businesses wanting to improve, and we want real life information and something that will work and that's attainable and not just some crazy magic formula, but actual action items that we can implement in our business and actually see a difference. Everyone should attend a Thrive Time Business Conference, whether you're a business owner or not. If you're a business owner, it has practical applications that you can apply to so many different parts of your business, and then you need to come back for more so that you can keep doing more of the wonderful things that you learn. But secondly, I am also a mom of 3 kids, and a lot of the concepts can actually be applied to home, like getting routines and getting setting systems at home has just seriously made a huge difference in my life at home. So I've been able to improve our business, but I've also been able to improve things at home, and so that's why everyone should come, no matter what your station is in life.
Yeah, my name is Nolan Q. I'm originally from San Francisco, California. The industry that I'm in is financial services. I've learned a ton so far, but what I can best apply from this conference is the opportunity, that hunger to go out there and make a big difference in my industry. Clay's presentation style is amazing. He's got an endless amount of energy. It's contagious, and yeah, by being here, I really do want to go back and be able to face all the adversity that the industry has. Yeah, this conference, the thing that makes it different is it's special because it has a unique set of individuals that all share that same energy. I think he pegs it as dragon energy, but yeah, that's everyone should come to multiple, but their first would be very special. Yeah, you're welcome with a lot of enthusiasm. That'll last for a long time.
My name is Gabriella Cruz. Our business is ECS Electric. My husband's the owner, but I'm involved with that, and so we're an electrical company. Well, here at the conference they talk a lot about consistency, and so just staying consistent with different things in the business, and I feel like applying that to our business model will really help us grow. The atmosphere is very positive, uplifting, and then it's very fun and energetic, and so it gets you pumped and it gets you excited, and it encourages you to do big things. Probably how real they are. They tell you up front what you need to do and what's like a no-go, and some conferences they kind of sugarcoat things, so I like how real they are here. I think it'll definitely, if you want your business to grow, I think this would be a great a great experience, and then not only that, it'll encourage you and inform you on so many things you don't think about on a daily basis.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I've definitely learned a lot about life design and making sure the business serves you. The linear workflow for us and getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls, figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side. Clay is hilarious. I literally laughed so hard that I started having tears yesterday. And we've been learning a lot, which, you know, we've been sitting here, we've been learning a lot, and so the humor definitely helps. It breaks it up. But the content is awesome, off the charts, and it's very interactive. You can raise your hand. It's not like you're just listening to the professor speak, you know. The wizard teaches, but the wizard interacts and he takes questions, so that's awesome. If you're not attending the conference, you're missing about 3/4 to half of your life. You're definitely, it's probably worth a couple $1,000s. So you're missing the thought process of someone that's already started like 9 profitable businesses. So not only is it a lot of good information, but just getting in the thought process of Clay Clark or Dr. Zellner or any of the other coaches, getting in the thought process of how they're starting all these businesses, to me, just that is priceless. That's money. Well, we're definitely not getting upsold here. My wife and I have attended conferences where where it was great information and then they upsold us like half the conference, and I don't want to like bang my head into a wall, and she's like banging her head into the chair in front of her. Like, it's good information, but we're like, oh my gosh, I want to strangle you. Shut up and go with the presentation that we paid for. And that's not here. There's no upsells or anything, so that's awesome. I hate that. It makes me angry. So glad that's not happening. So the cost of this conference is quite a bit cheaper than business college. I went to a small private liberal arts college and got a degree in business. And I didn't learn anything like they're teaching here. I didn't learn linear workflows. I learned stuff that I'm not using, and I haven't been using for the last 9 years. So what they're teaching here is actually way better than what I got at business school. And I went what was actually ranked as a very good business school. I would definitely recommend that people would check out the Thrive 15 conference. The information that you're going to get is just very, very beneficial, and the mindset that you're going to get, that you're going to leave with, is just absolutely worth the price of a little bit of money and a few days worth of your time.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house. Right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that
You guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building it into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for 3 months and you have $350,000 of bills you got to pay, and we have no accounts receivable. He helped us navigate that, and of course we were conservative enough that we could afford to take that on for a period of time. But it was, anyways, great man. I'm very impressed with him. So Clay, thank you for everything you're doing, and I encourage you, if you haven't ever worked with Clay, work with Clay. He's going to help magnify you, and there's nobody I have ever met that has the ability to work as hard as he does. He probably sleeps 4, maybe 6 hours a day, and literally the rest of the time he's working, and he can outwork everybody in the room every single day, and he loves it. So anyways, this is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Thank you, Clay, and anybody out there that's wanting to work with Clay, it's a great opportunity to ever work with him. So you guys have a blessed one. This is Charles Kolaw. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us, and it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing. And Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D. Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My my husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love the building relationships, but one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things. The processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due, and Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
The conference is kicked off. This house is packed. We've got Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes up there. We've got Steve Currington with Total Lifting Concepts up there talking about what is possible when you just implement, when you do the proven system. It's so exciting. People are going crazy. Now, Michael Levine, writer of many, many PR books, the man who represented people like Michael Jackson, Barbra Streisand, and George Bush. He is standing behind me, speaking to the people here at our conference, talking about branding. One of the greatest branding experts alive today is here at our conference, talking to entrepreneurs. We just wrapped up day one. It was incredible. We had some remarkable speakers. Michael Levine. We just finished with a lady named Jill Donovan, who owns a company called Rustic Cuff, talking about the power of the Dream 100. I cannot wait to see what tomorrow holds. Hey guys, Luke Erickson with the Thrive Time Show here with you. It is day 2 and the energy is high. People are so excited to be showing up. The team is ready. Come on, let's see what it's like to go on in for day 2. Follow me. Tell you what, people are so excited to be here for day 2. It is going to be incredible. Cannot wait to see what today has in store. right now, here at the conference, we've broken into groups going over search engine optimization. And I know for most of us, myself included, if you hear that term, you go, what is that? What does that mean? That's too techie for me. Well, our experts are breaking it down for people so that you can clearly understand how to come up top in Google. It's doable. It's possible. Now we're in the middle of a break, and what we like to do is we like to give you as much tangible and relevant information from about the start of the hour for 45 minutes. Then we take approximately a 15-minute break to allow people to connect with other entrepreneurs around them, bathroom breaks, and also use this time to just really digest all of the good information that you're receiving the whole time. Right behind me, we've got Bob with his grill gun, melting an ice sculpture. It is awesome. The ice sculpture represents our life, right? It's here for a time, but we all need to have the sense of urgency to implement the things that we're learning so that we can make the most of the time that we have. We are outside. You can see a line behind me. What's going on is that we partner with different companies to help them implement the proven systems over and over and over again. And one of those companies is Master Machine. And so what we like to do is partner with these companies to also help them give samples to other people as they come to the conference and truly get their name out. I just wanted to recap some of the amazing things that have happened today. We've had entrepreneurs like Paul Hood with Hood CPAs. We've had Jill Donovan and Michael Levine come up and just impart so much wisdom and knowledge. We've got an incredible giveaway for one of our TVs. Hey there, Thrive Nation. One of the things that we love most about our business conferences is that we want every entrepreneur to leave with their questions answered. So what we do is we let them put the questions up on the board here so that they can ask their specific questions, and Clay will not end the conference until every question is answered. Behind this, Clay Clark is answering all the different questions that entrepreneurs have brought to the conference. Whenever someone comes here and starts to hear this information, especially for the first time, it just brings about so much anticipation of wanting to actually implement the proven systems and processes. And so Clay always wants to make sure that he answers all of their questions so that they are the most set up for success to be able to go home and start implementing. If you have any questions, email us at info@thrivetimeshow.com. We have come to the end of the 2019 Christmas conference. It was incredible. These entrepreneurs have gotten so many tangible things that they can go and they can implement. Check us out for more information at thrivetimeshow.com. And as we always like to do, we want to end with a boom. 3, 2, 1, boom!
Once I saw what they were doing, I knew I had to get here at the conference. This is probably the best conference or seminar I've ever been to in over 30 years in business.
You're not bored. You're awake, alive the whole time. It's not pushy. They don't try to sell you a bunch of things.
I was looking to learn how to just get control of my life, my schedule, and just get control of business.
Planning your time, breaking it all down, making time for the F6 in your life, and just really implementing it and sticking with the program.
It's really lively. They're pretty friendly, helpful, very welcoming.
I attended a conference a couple months back, and it was really the best business conference I've ever attended.
At the workshop, I've learned a lot about time management, really prioritizing what's the most important.
Biggest takeaways are, you want to take a step-by-step approach to your business. Whether it's marketing, what are those 3 marketing tools that you want to use, to human resources.
Some of the most successful people and successful businesses in this town, their owners were here today because they wanted to know more from Clay, and I found that to be kind of fascinating.
The most valuable thing that I've learned is diligence, that businesses don't change overnight. It takes time and effort, and you got to go through the ups and downs of getting it to where you want to go.
He actually gives you the roadmap out. I was stuck, didn't know what to do, and he gave me the roadmap out step by step.
We've set up systems in the business that make my life much easier, allow me some time freedom.
Here you can ask any question you want. They guarantee it'll be answered.
This conference motivates me and also give me a lot of knowledge and tools.
It's up to you to do it. Everybody can do these things, there's stuff that everybody knows, but if you don't do it, nobody else can do it for you.
I can see the marketing working, and it's just an approach that makes sense.
Probably the most notable thing is just the income increase that we've had.
Everyone's super fun, it's super motivating. I've been here before, but I'm back again because it motivates me.
Your competition's going to come eventually, or try to pick up these tactics. So you better, if you don't, somebody else will.
If you decide to not attend the Thrive Time workshop, you're missing out on a great opportunity.
The atmosphere of Clay's office is very lively. You can feel the energy as soon as you walk through the door, and it really got me and my team very excited.
If you decide not to come, you're missing out on an opportunity to grow your business. Bottom line.
Love the environment. I love the way that Clay presents and teaches. It's a way that not only allows me to comprehend what's going on, but he explains it in a way to where it just makes sense.
The SEO optimization, branding, marketing. I've learned more in the last 2 days than I have the entire 4 years of college.
The most valuable thing that I've learned, marketing is key. Marketing is everything.
Making sure that you're branded accurately and clearly. How to grow a business using Google reviews, and then just how to optimize our name through our website also.
Helpful with a lot of marketing, search engine optimization, helping us really rank high in Google.
The biggest thing I needed to learn was how to build my foundation, how to systemize everything and optimize everything, build my SEO.
How to become more organized, more efficient.
How to make sure the business is really there to serve me, as opposed to me constantly being there for the business.
New ways of advertising my business, as well as recruiting new employees.
Group interviews, number one. Before we felt like we were held hostage by our employees. Group interviews has completely eliminated that because you're able to really find the people that would really be the best fit.
Hands-on how to hire people, how to deal with human resources, a lot about marketing, and overall just how to structure the business, how it works for me, and also then how that can translate into working better for my clients.
The most valuable thing I've learned here is time management.
I like the 1 hour of doing your business is real critical if I'm going to grow and change.
Clay really teaches you how to navigate through those things and not only find freedom, but find your purpose in your business and find the purposes for all those other people that directly affect your business as well.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Everyone needs to attend the conference because you get an opportunity to see that it's real.